I've come to this conclusion that if you're in crypto, you're usually one of two things. You're a short-term person, and if you're a short-term person looking at all of these charts, it becomes very easy to become bearish one week, bullish the next week, bearish one week, bullish, bearish, but and then there's another person, the other type of person. You're a zoomed out person, the macro person, the one that is mindful of the cycles of crypto, and you understand where we are in this story right now. And I want to discuss kind of the collision of these two things, the short term and the long term, and why even in the short term, if you're a short term bearish person, I want to explain in this video why, and I want to try and illustrate it from a different perspective than I usually do, why I'm so bullish on crypto right now. And I'm actually going to use the S&P 500 as kind of a guide, and then we'll pivot into Bitcoin and we'll look at some altcoins like Ethereum and Cardano. So hit the subscribe, hit the like. Let's jump into this video. Kind of excited to do it. So Bitcoin on the daily, just for the short-term reference point, right? This is what's going on. We're in just such a nice consolidation pattern. After getting crazy overextension, we've talked about this a lot. There's a symmetrical triangle. Bitcoin broke kind of through the bottom of the symmetrical triangle mid-April. We got just the almost picture-perfect pullback to the lower trend line, moving average confluence right at that trend line, and Bitcoin saw resistance. Right now, in the short term, Bitcoin's like just putting in a higher low from this swing low back here. There's a case where Bitcoin could turn around and make its move to the upside. It could maybe test this lower trend line, this massive macro rising wedge, and continue to the upside. There's a case for that. But what I wanted to try and do, and I actually wasn't even going to do a video tonight, but I wanted to try and place ourselves in the minds of, or the perspective of, the people out there, maybe you're one of them, just the people out there that are just like, things are looking bad on these charts and we're going lower. And I want to put us in that environment. And I even want to integrate the S&P 500 and just traditional markets into this. And still, I want to explain why I'm macro bullish in this environment. So here we are. We understand on the shorter term what's going on with Bitcoin. We'll continue watching that. Now, if we go and we look at the S&P 500, very simply, this is S&P 500 zoomed out on the weekly. Look how overextended it is right now, right? And what I have on here just historical data points. These white lines are the Bitcoin halvings, basically. And these green rectangles, that is essentially the crypto bull market, namely altcoin season. Many of you know this as altcoin season. And let's just point out the obvious. In these areas, these green boxes, you can see S&P 500 making a move to the upside, right? And in these cycles, higher highs and higher lows. And you can even see this 200-week moving average all the way beneath the S&P 500 and the move that's happening with those higher highs and higher lows. This cycle back here, 2016, 2017, all the way down here, the 200-week moving average. Last cycle, right? All the way down here above the 200-week moving average. So the bullish case for crypto right now would be, you know what? S&P 500 traditional markets, they are going to see support even somewhere at the 20-week moving average where it is right now. It's consolidated kind of going into Bitcoin halving. Maybe the 50-week, if it consolidates a little bit more in the 50-week and then continues to the upside, we will be entering a higher high, higher low environment for traditional markets, and we will likely see crypto just go crazy. But what if we put ourselves in this environment? Because if you zoom out on this weekly chart on the S&P 500, there's clear, huge consolidations that do take place, right? They just happen to take place in really nice areas of the cycle for crypto, like right here, right? Look at that, in between the two halvings. How about last cycle? There's our bear market in crypto, the typical bear market that happens all the time. This is what S&P 500 was doing in between the halvings. So this fear environment, I think that's happening right now is, you know what? What if this traditional markets S&P 500 chart that we're looking at, what if it actually does it now? What happens then? That'll throw all of these cycles out, because we've had bull cycles post-halving in traditional markets in times past. What if this thing just does it now and we start falling for like the rest of this year? Okay, let's take, for example, this illustration. For me, this is all I need to see. let's take the bear market that just happened for crypto. This is what it looks like at S&P 500, basically January 2022 to this low in October 2022. We're looking at 27% dip to that 200-week moving average, 27% dip on the S&P, right? And so it's January 22. We go to the Bitcoin chart, zoomed out. This is the monthly. We have January 2022. Where is it? Right here. January 2022. Look at that. There it is. There's the move, basically. That full year. This is the bear market move for crypto. And then what happened? We bounced out of there. But let's say we get just another, just the markets are crashing similar to here. Let's say it starts happening now. Let's say S&P 500 is destined to start making a move down to the 200-week moving average. Right now, that would be like a 17% move for S&P 500 from where it is right now. And keep in mind, this would be pulling into the move, right? So maybe not even that drastic. And then we're getting consolidation and markets are red. In that case, there's a very strong chance that Bitcoin could also be red. But here is the point to the whole thing, and it is such a simple visualization on the monthly chart. It is not only, even if crypto is going to consolidate with a move like that in traditional markets, they're just going to fall. It's not only that we're at the Bitcoin halving, right? And we're at this very bullish phase of crypto, and Bitcoin and crypto have already made just a power move out of the bear market, right? Bitcoin's broken all-time highs before the Bitcoin halving. All of that bullish data, the Bitcoin spot ETF data, the bullish news coming out of China data, the fact that governments are really getting interested in crypto data, put all of that aside, just from a charting perspective. What's happening if we do get on the S&P 500 chart something like this, right? Remember, January 2022? Look at this Bitcoin chart on the monthly, January 2022. What do you notice? The 20-week moving average, way above the 50. We're in all-time high bull market, basically end of bull market territory when that happened. Right now, from a charting perspective, the 20-week moving average, I'm sorry, this is the monthly. The 20-month moving average just crossed the 50-month moving average, that green line crossing above that blue line. That's an incredibly bullish macro indicator. That's the difference. We are the complete opposite of, from a technical analysis perspective, we are at the complete opposite of a bull market high. We are triggering indicators that suggest we are just at the beginning. So here's what makes it so beautiful, this chart. When you see the overextension that Bitcoin has had, because it's been a really nice monthly chart, right? Even from all the way back here in January 2023, almost like a year and a half or so, it's been very nice. We've had overextension from the moving averages, but one thing I always say, whether we're looking at a weekly chart, a daily chart, a monthly chart like this, when we get a 20 moving above the 50, it's normal to anticipate a consolidation. I'm not trying to put copium out there. I'm not trying to throw that copium out there like, all right, well, we might be getting ready to go down. I'm just trying to make the best of it. This is just the way it works. This is just from a data perspective. So let's say S&P 500 does a really, does its thing, and it actually does dip. There's no case, there's no guarantee that case will happen, but I'm trying to put ourselves in this really bearish environment because people are getting freaked out. A lot of people there's high fear. I see it out there. Let's put ourselves in the environment. Bitcoin on the monthly looks incredibly bullish, even if it is to dip and meet itself at these moving averages. And we could be on a multi-month, maybe it's until the end of the summer, maybe and it's April right now, right? So just think about this. The rest of the spring, summer, people are just getting really down because crypto is falling. But in my mind, I'm looking at this chart and I'm just going to be like, you know what? The Bitcoin halving just happened. We're in the opposite environment of a bull market high. We're at the beginning of a market cycle. Let it dip. Let it get oversold in a way that it's never been before. Because when markets bounce, because they all do, I'm talking about crypto and traditional markets here, when they bounce, it could absolutely be ridiculous. That's in the downside scenario, right? But I'm trying to macro zoom out and bring all perspectives into play. I will be bullish in a big dip for Bitcoin, right? But even if you just go to the zoomed in, I'm bullish on a continued dip right here, right? We have a symmetrical triangle. The target is the lower 50,000s. It could fall another $10,000. And Bitcoin's kind of revisiting the apex of this rising wedge. We're revisiting the Bitcoin bull market doors that you see in yellow right there. All that would just be a normal Bitcoin halving bull market move. So that's still all of that downside. Bitcoin could still fall $10,000. And if we go back and we actually look at like this dip all the way back here in 2016, we'd be in a very similar move to what happened back there, right? And then what happened next. So either way, Bitcoin's consolidating right now. Crypto is consolidating right now. If you go look at Ethereum, this is Ethereum zoomed out. I just want to remind you, back there, here's the dip post 2016 halving for Ethereum, falling on the weekly. And then what happened, right? So right now, crypto, here's Ethereum falling into Bitcoin halving. It's consolidating right now. Maybe it keeps going. I don't know. When you zoom out on a chart, it all just becomes very clear. ADA, same thing. ADA, and I like Ethereum chart because it has that previous cycle in 2016. ADA, and many altcoins might be like this. ADA last cycle post halving had it made, right? We just saw ADA go up, higher low, and up, right? Just up, up, up. Maybe this pulls a 2016, 2017 Ethereum move, right? Where it has to consolidate post a Bitcoin halving, right? It will be kind of the first time that happens for ADA. We see back here for Ethereum, it happened then, right? Maybe ADA's needing to get a move like that. But either way, everybody, crypto right now is already, I think, if we look at this weekly chart, it's already cooled down right into the Bitcoin halving. You can see Ethereum on this RSI, the slower moving momentum oscillator, has cooled down out of overbought. We can go look at Cardano over here. Same thing, even more cooled down out of overbought. If there will be more downside, we will be entering an environment for crypto at the beginning now of a bull cycle where it's incredibly oversold and it is ready to pump like crazy. So that's why a dip I don't want, right? I don't want to continue dip. I would really enjoy it just for higher highs and higher lows across the board. Let's go green now. But at the end of the day, if crypto were to continue a macro dip, I just wanted to put this out there that could be even more of a bullish trigger for crypto. That's easy for me to say because I've been doing these videos for over 6 years. And the reason for that is because I'm long-term. I'm here tracking these cycles. Obviously, we zoom in on the charts all the time. Here's the daily. I really do like to watch price movement. This is important to me. What happens here? But at the end of the day, everybody, I'm a zoomed out person, right? I'm here tracking the cycles. And anytime I zoom out on a crypto chart, it just becomes so much more clear. So I don't know how long you're here for, but I can just tell you one thing. It becomes a lot less stressful. And I don't know why I have 2013 right there. It becomes a lot less stressful when you're a long-term person. So those are my thoughts on crypto as we start this new week. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Please hit the subscribe, hit the like. I appreciate you cruising through. I'll see you in the next video. God bless.